Hello friends, and welcome back to yet another YouTube video. So today we are going to talk about one of the most important purchase decision that every person makes during his or her life's course. So that is about purchasing a laptop. So with that thought, you go to make a purchase of a laptop, and while making a purchase during your college years or later even in a professional life, when you are in an advanced stage of your life, then also this dilemma comes into our mind that whether we should purchase a cheap laptop or should we go with a high-end model, or like that 1 lakh rupees laptop that I should. But let's just think of that, who needs a laptop that costs 20,000 rupees and who needs a laptop that costs 1 lakh rupees. So these are mostly two extremes, right? There are also laptops that cost much higher than that as well. So if you are someone who is first time getting a laptop, you must get a low cost model, a cheap model. I'm repeating myself again. If you are a first time laptop buyer, definitely go for the cheap one. Don't go for the high end one until and unless you have a specific need for that laptop. And why am I saying so? The reason for that is that if you are a first time laptop buyer, you don't have that first hand experience. You don't know all the tips and tricks and all the nicks and knacks of a laptop, and what exactly do you need, you don't have that idea. You are basing your purchase decision based on your friends, your parents, your siblings and others, the salesperson's opinion, and all these opinions and your research as well makes up a purchasing decision. But keep in mind, you are missing a very important part in here. That is, you are not basing your purchase decision based on an in-hand experience. And by in-hand experience, I mean that you are not having an experience of using a laptop over a period of a year or so. So if you are a first time buyer, go with a cheap end model. The benefit that you will have are two. Firstly, say if you are in your 12s or 10s, right, and you want to have a laptop, so mostly your needs will be probably your requirements, rather than I must say requirements are basically Word, Excel, PowerPoint. These will sum up, and PDFs. These will sum up mostly your coursework or college works or class works requirement. And even for a basic requirement as a professional, working class professional, that also mostly 70 to 80% of the requirement comes under this category. So apart from that, if you want to do a little bit of browsing, some YouTube surfing and sort of stuffs, those are very much supported by these basic cheap end models. You don't need to look for anywhere else. You can go ahead and purchase a 20,000 to 25 or 30,000 rupees laptop and you are set. Now, having said so, then who needs a 1 lakh rupees laptop? Now let's come to this point. Let's go back to my college days. So back in my days, I used to need for a basic Word, Excel, PowerPoint, some of the engineering software such as CAD, and some coding software such as Python, C++. These were well supported by basic laptops such as 30,000-35,000. I purchased a laptop in that price range. I remember it was 2012 and I purchased my first laptop that was around 35,000-36,000 rupees laptop, and that served me well even till date. As you can see in here, I do have this laptop lying around with me, and currently after giving over 10 years of service, it's still giving me service as a home server. And during this period, of course, I have taken good care of it. No questions about that. but still 10 years, a decade, that's a long time. And in this long time, this 35,000 rupees laptop have given much more value than its price. So you can see from this example that a basic simple laptop, this laptop you're seeing, it's having a i5 third generation processor with no graphics processor like GPU that you say, and only it was porting 4 gigs of RAM when it came out of factory. Later, after 2 to 3 years, I installed another 4 gigs of RAM, and that gave it a new life. So that's 8 gigs of RAM, and it's serving more than enough. And even today, it's working, running 3 servers currently. One as a file server in my home LAN, another as a Plex server for my media server, media streaming purposes, and thirdly as my home automation system server. So that also it's running. So this sort of works after 10 years. It's doing. That's like a much more value for money. I shouldn't say value for money. I'm getting returns that I was not expecting, right? But recently I purchased another laptop that was costing me a lot. This is this one here. This is a Asus Zephyrus G14 2021 model, and this is having AMD Ryzen 5900HS processor. Along with it, it's having NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 graphics card with a 8 gigs of graphics memory. Along with it, it's having 16 gigabytes of RAM, of DDR4 RAM. So this is a beast of a machine, and by the looks of it, you can see this is not looking like a gaming laptop, although it can do or serve as a gaming laptop, no questions asked. It's one of the most powerful laptops available in the market. You can see it's not looking like a gaming laptop. It's kind of like a creative laptop, creator's laptop. So in this laptop, the reason I purchased this one recently is that I couldn't edit my videos in my previous old laptop that was, you just saw a few minutes back, this one back from my college days. So that laptop, since it was not having any graphics memory, it could not do this Premiere Pro or After Effects or Blender sort of things, and I need those for my video editing or video production jobs. So my earlier laptop, I have done Adobe Photoshop, and over like 2 years or so, I was doing Photoshop jobs, and it was doing fine. It was slow, it was sluggish, sometimes it was crashing, that software Photoshop, but I still could get the results out of it. But I could not do so with Premiere Pro or After Effects, and I should not, because that system, that laptop was not meant for it. The purpose it was meant for, it served well over 10 years, and still this laptop, the one I recently purchased on this ROG Zephyrus G14 one, this one I purchased with a specific purpose in mind, that is for video production purposes. And for that, I specifically looked this type of laptop which was having graphics, more than 6 to 8 gigs of graphics, a RAM of 16 gigs of RAM, and a decent powerful processor. That is, I'm having a Ryzen 5900HS, that is one of the most powerful processor available in the market. So this laptop, apart from its spec, it also quite lightweight. You can see this is a 14-inch laptop, and my previous one was a 16-inch laptop, and that was having a lot of difficulty with traveling. So if I want to travel, I can easily travel with this one. Since it's having 14-inch display, it can go into any bags easily, and having a unibody metal body, it gives me a premium and sturdy look. So, and it's quite lightweight as well. It's around 1.7 kgs, while my previous laptop, that was around like 2.5 kgs. So with that, I must say that the decision of purchasing a laptop depends on your specific needs. If you are looking for a laptop for a basic utilitarian purposes or basic productivity jobs such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and your basic media surfing such as YouTube and internet surfing, for that purposes 20 to 30,000 rupees laptops are more than enough. But if you are looking for a laptop that can do video production jobs, then you must definitely get a laptop that is having at least some amount of graphics memory. It can be a 50,000 rupees laptop, that will be decent, that will be fine. But it should have some amount of graphics memory if you want to do a little bit of gaming, a little bit of your video production and that sort of stuff. Always keep in mind, generally avoid playing games on a laptop that does not have a dedicated graphics memory. With integrated graphics, you should not try pushing it too hard with the top end games and sort of things, because then it will overheat your processor and the life of your processor in your laptop, that will degrade quite fast. So keep that as a pro tip and make your purchase decision wisely. With that, I'd like to end this video here. Thumbs if you like it, subs if you loved it, and don't forget to hit that bell icon.